Jake Bates. Throwing right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Return past the 15, past the 20, out past the 30. Has space down the sideline. 40, 35, 30. And he is gone. A pick six for Houston. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it is straight down the middle. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws end zone. Touchdown San Antonio. Cody Latimer alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. 52-yarder, left hash for the win. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it's drilled. Miami escapes week 1 with the win. Jason Sanders is looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown Drake London. Touchdown Drake London. Atlanta has tied this game and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Needing the 12-yard line. Handoff, Robinson left side. And going to be stuffed. A loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And with 50 seconds to go, the Chiefs have the ball. And most likely that does it. Ball on the 17.5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stepping up, throwing for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown Green Bay. Dontavian Wicks. 56 seconds to play. The Packers are within 3. 6:17 to play in overtime. Tua shotgun. Back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Bunched up. Tua to throw. Has time. Plenty of time. Pass. End zone. Left side. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown Miami. They're gonna win. Let's go, baby. Here, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna send Smith in motion. Toss left side for Saquon Barkley. Good blocking and room to run. Pass midfield. Spinning his way. Pass to 35 to 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and the Eagles respond instantly. Saquon Barkley. Oh my, making his presence felt. 1 play, 60 yards, 3rd and 9 from the 35. Mahomes looking to throw. Quick pass left side, caught by Piron. Has room to run. First down and more. Down to about the 17. And he stays in bounds. That will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have escaped the Bills and have punched their ticket. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to week 4 in the UFL. We kick things off this week on tonight with the Showboats traveling to Michigan to play the Panthers. A rematch of week 1. This is the first of these divisional rematches of this season. And the first time these two teams played, it was definitely interesting. It came down to the end. Ty Nakua had a pick 6 that sealed it. And in this one, a little bit of an interesting story as well. EJ Perry makes his first trip back to Ford Field since being let go by the Panthers this past offseason. He's been with the Panthers for the past 2 years. And now he's been spending this season with Memphis. And this is a big week for Memphis. Again, this was a very close game the first time these two teams played. This might be their last real shot at getting a win again until they play Houston again later on in the season. In fact, in about 2 weeks. But this Memphis team's in a very, very bad spot, to say the least. And we shall see. We shall see. Obviously, Danny Edling is not going to be playing in this one. He is inactive. He went down last week with an injury. So Bryce Perkins is going to get the start. Hopefully plays a full 60. But we'll see if they want to do 2 QB again like how they did before. If so, Rocky Lombardi is the backup. And rookie out of Northern Illinois. He played well in Northern Illinois. I was kind of expecting him to be in that QB2 role from the start of the season. He gets it now. We'll see if he gets action, how he plays in it. And then now their new emergency third quarterback, also a rookie, Alan Bowman out of Oklahoma State. He's preparing for the draft next week. And now he's here with the Michigan Panthers playing in the UFL as their emergency third string quarterback. So it is interesting, to say the least. We shall see how this goes. Yeah, we're a few moments away from kickoff. And yeah, again, Alan Bowman, like I'm pretty sure he's projected late day 3. Uh, let's see. Because I know I don't think he's one of the topper rated. Yeah. Give me one of these. Damn. What's good, Bob Flash? I also have the Heat game on in the background because they're playing the Hawks right now. They're handling business, so I probably won't really care. But yeah, I also got the background set up to include the Heat jerseys now that I have. But again, like that's for as much as I do like basketball and I can enjoy watching playoff basketball, I have no interest in this year's NBA playoffs, like none. My focus is on the NHL, and the Panthers don't play till Tuesday, and I'm pissed. All right, as the Memphis Showboats take the field at Ford Field, as well as the Michigan Panthers. There should be a pretty sizable crowd today. They've been a hot team the past few weeks. We shall see. Nice. I just saw you send that. I mean, I don't know. It's nice. I don't know when I plan what my next. I mean, I know. Actually, what do I know when my next series is gonna be? I don't plan. I don't plan on getting the jersey before I go to Boston, and I plan to get a Patriots jersey while I'm in Boston. So most likely the Patriots jersey will be the next one I get, and then after that, I have no idea. Also, don't know whose jersey I'm gonna get when I go to Boston. Oh, but Bob Fletch, I think it's tomorrow that the Blues play Game 1. I think they're the first series to kick off. Yeah, tomorrow at 6, the Blues versus the Jets. I don't know. That Winnipeg is a weird team the past few years. They have the pieces. They certainly have the goalie who tried to make a deeper run, but they just haven't been able to get over the hump. No, because okay, like, idea is okay if you have a little bit cheaper, maybe they sell more, but they don't sell that much, so they have to make it a little bit more expensive. Yeah, I mean, I know like Mania is the main thing tomorrow and Sunday. So again, so I won't be live tomorrow night or Sunday night because I got plans for Mania. But I'll have that shit on in the background for sure. I love playoff hockey. No matter who's playing, it's just fun to watch. Yeah, I believe both. I don't know fully what the landscape of those two teams are, but outside of just like the main guys of them. We'll see. It's what the NHL, for as good as playoff hockey is, the playoff schedule is terrible. Colorado versus Dallas. That series is going to be entering game 4 by the time the Panthers and Lightning play game 2. It is a dog shit schedule and I hate it, but it means the Cats get healthy, so I'll take it. Because like the Panthers should have everyone but one player now for game 1, and everyone should be pretty much healthy. Only one that won't be there is Aaron Ekblad. He's gonna be out till game 3 due to finishing out that suspension, which sucks. Gordon Ramsay is getting another show. I get it, but come on. Why does Pat Riley look half asleep on the sideline right now? I mean, yeah, he is up there in age, but come on, man. Weirdly enough, I could see the Heat taking the Cavs to 6. Will they? Probably not, but I could see it. Anyway, kickoff about to happen. Another big change for Memphis in between weeks is that Ken Whisenhunt is fully stepping down. So Jim Turner's back to be in the interim, as the Showboats will be getting the ball first in this one. I forgot to check what. I got to check what other games are happening tonight that could interfere with attendance. Oh, the Tigers are playing right next door right now. Okay, that's definitely an issue. Yeah. Okay, I have so much respect for Pat Riley and what he's done with the history of the NBA. But come on, at some point you need to know when to just pass the reins to someone else. He knew when to pass the coaching reins to Spoelstra. He just doesn't know when to step down from front office shit. It's annoying. I'm not saying to retire. I'm just saying to let someone else be the main GM and be like a senior assistant type role. Because clearly your style of building the team is not cutting it. Yeah, I think Memphis has a shot at winning 2 games if they win tonight. I feel like this game and the rematch against Houston in a few weeks are their best 2 chances at winning. I'm not sure if they can stand up against anyone else. All right, kickoff underway. This will be returned beginning from about the 11. We're going to work its way past the 25 and down to about the 27. Great kick coverage there from Michigan, as Troy Williams is getting the start tonight. Just like last week between Perkins and Edling, Troy Williams is listed as the QB2 tonight, but he is getting the start. These depth charts don't mean shit. Yeah, I have the Heat Hawks game on in the background in like a pop out box. Just to keep an eye on it. I don't. Again, the Cats are my main focus for the next month or so between those two. Williams and shotgun going to hand this off up the middle and going to get about 4-ish. That is Jacob Kabodi on the carry, and a pretty solid first play. I was saying a little bit earlier that I could see the Heat taking the Cavs to 6. Now, will they win the series? I don't know, but I can see them making it close. We're actually looking to throw for Williams. Pat's left side is incomplete. Looking for Jonathan Adams on back shoulder, but tight coverage there. As Adonis Alexander in coverage, it's 3rd and 7. But the thing that the Heat are getting lucky with is they don't have to worry about the Celtics or Knicks until the conference finals if they make it. If they get past the Cavs, they could 100% handle the Pacers or Bucks. All right, 3rd and 7. Williams in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, ball on the 31. As Williams going to look to throw. Pressure coming, trying to escape it, but unable to, and sacked. Back at the 27. And that's Walter Palmore on the sack. And it's a 3 and out forced early in this one. Oh, that's a great bull rush there. Yeah, that's a great bull rush by Palmore. So now 4th and 11, and they're going to send this one down. Hunt comes off clean. going to be returned. And they're going to bounce out of bounds here to 29. So out comes Bryce Perkins for the first time today. It is the thing of, like, is the Heat's roster good enough? Or is just the fact that experience-wise, the Cavs don't have a lot in the playoffs? Because, like, experience does matter and shit. Whereas, like, again, they obviously not the same pieces of those championship teams are here for the Heat, but the main ones being Bam and Hero and also Duncan Robinson are still there. So, like, they definitely are good leaders that can bring this team to a surprise run, but I'm just not sure. As Perkins and Shotgun gonna look to throw in 1st and 10. As time pass left side, it's well overthrown and incomplete. Looking for Jalen Moore, but overthrew him by about 4 yards. It's like, it was a case, like last year, it was a case that Cleveland made the playoffs. We made the playoffs for the first time without LeBron since LeBron entered the league. So they're just not a very playoff experienced team. And the thing with the Heat is they play playoff level basketball. They just don't play it all too well most of the time anymore. As Perkins and Shotgun going to hand this off up the middle for Nate McCrary. It gets up to about the 35-yard line or being brought down. A 3rd and 5 coming up. That's also a very similar thing with the Panthers, but they do it well and consistently well. It's like they play playoff level hockey, so the regular season don't fully matter. Well, it's like home ice doesn't matter for the Panthers. Perkins and Shotgun back to his right, 2 receivers to each side on 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Perkins with time, gonna step to his left to buy some more. Now gonna look to run, but good coverage there. And going only gain about 4. Nice QB spy against Perkins. And it's going to be a 3 and out, depending on what the Panthers do here on 4th and short. Pretty sure that was Zeke Vandenberg on the QB spy there. And yeah. It wasn't a direct QB spy, it was just zone, but yeah, good job by Vandenberg to just get in the way of Perkins to get him short. And yep, they're going to punt this one down. So a 3 and out by the Panthers. As it's 4th and 2. All right. 2 drives is definitely defense heavy. Oh, and the snap comes off bad. Back inside the tank. It has to send this down. It does so very weakly. This gets out of bounds to 20. Another special teams blunder for Michigan. And the Showboats are primed. Ball inside the red zone already. Oh. Where were they? Yeah, that snap was well off to the right. He snapped that in between Seth Vernon and Kai Nakua. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be a fake that they audibled from that he didn't fully realize or what. But now, Perry in shotgun. Perry is now in... Okay, a screen pass right side by EJ Perry going to be bad at the line, incomplete. And all 3 phases matter, and this is a tough spot that Michigan's defense find themselves in. They were good enough defense to make up for it. But oof. All right, so 2nd and 10 now from the 20. Perry and shotgun back to his left, going to hand this off up the middle, and that goes nowhere. A loss of a yard for Deneric Prince, and it's 3rd and 11. This Memphis offense is tough to watch. It is like consistently tough to watch. So my question is, last year when the UFL went into existence, Why did they choose Memphis over like a Pittsburgh or New Orleans? As Perry in shotgun, gonna look to throw. Has time, pass right side for the end zone, incomplete, and a flag down in the end zone. Looking for Jonathan Adams, him and DJ Miller collided, and they're gonna call DPI on DJ Miller. Yep. So defensive pass interference there. I just don't. It is clearly DPI. Don't get me wrong. I don't like that throw. I do not like that throw at all. That needs to be back shoulder more, not down the field. So now 1st and goal for the Showboats. Ball on the 6-yard line. Harry under center, back behind him. Handoff, left side for Prince, trying to bounce it outside, going to get inside the 5 and down to the 3 before being brought down by Kendrick Whitehead. All right, 2nd and goal. They have to capitalize. You start from the 20. You catch a break with the DPI. You need to get in the end zone here. Need to get in the end zone here and capitalize off that the punting fiasco there. As Perry in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off in time, I guess. It's going to be a handoff to Prince up the middle. And that's a touchdown for Memphis. If I'm Michigan, I'm throwing that challenge flag. It's a touchdown for Memphis. Deneric Prince gets in the end zone. Nolan, throw that challenge flag. That was delay of game. I'm throwing that challenge flag right there if I'm Mike Nolan. You're going to get your challenge back. And you're going to save a touchdown. Throw that challenge flag for delay of game. Throw that challenge for delay of game. There was double zeros on the play clock. Nothing yet. Perry and shotgun back to his left. As they're going to go for the 2-point try from the 5. 3 receiving options to the right. Perry looking to throw. Pass end zone and incomplete. Well overthrown. Incomplete. So it's a 6-0 Memphis lead after the 5-play touchdown drive that started from their own 20 due to a bad snap on the punt. That led miscommunication on that snap that led to that 3-yard touchdown run from Deneric Prince. 8:37 to play in the first. And just not a good start for Michigan. Not a good start. Why is HBO... What? I look over to the TNT broadcast, and I have the Heat Hawksium on in the background here. I look over, and I see a trailer for a documentary about the Celtics last year. Or at least, like, the history of the Celtics. Why? Yeah. Anyway. Again, we're at commercial break. Yeah. Again, Michigan now gonna need a drive. That was not a great first drive there for Michigan. Did not help whatsoever that the punting situation happened. Yep, tomorrow begins Stanley Cup playoffs as well. It's fun. It's like the New York Jets and the Buffalo Sabres are like tied for the longest playoff droughts. in North American sports. It's crazy. All right, just coming back from commercial break as we wait for Michigan to get the ball back. Again, they gave up that touchdown, but no, not really a fault at the defense. It was a case of special teams error led to great starting field position for Memphis, and they took full advantage. So we'll see how Michigan responds to it. Their offense would like to do something here. If they get a field goal, that's perfect. They don't need to do. They don't need to get it all back. Their defense is good enough to where, with just normal starting field position from Memphis, they probably won't do a whole lot. All right, as kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from about the 10. That's Devin Ross on the return. Trying to work that left side. Going to get to around the 29-yard line. And that ball comes loose. He gets hit hard there. And who's going to have it here? Memphis is saying they have it. They're still trying to figure out this pile. One ref said Michigan ball. One said Memphis ball. All right, recovered by Michigan. 8.5 to play. They're saying that Michigan fell on this one. Yeah, that ball's out. Oh, that's a beautiful peanut punch. Let me see that jersey number. No, come on. Perkins and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. Ball on their own 29-yard line. First play of this drive. Going to be a pass over the middle. That's incomplete. I need to find this jersey number real quick. Who? Okay. That was Jalen Allen with a beautiful peanut punch from Memphis on the kickoff. But Michigan lucky to fall on it. It's now second and 10. Michigan is kind of the better team. I say kind of just because this year they haven't been playing to that high of a level, but I still think they are all around the better team. They're definitely consistently the better team. As Perkins and shotgun going to hand this off up the middle for McCrary and going to get about a yard. Yeah, maybe Memphis was finally scoring more than 20. The other thing, Memphis throughout so far last season and this season, they have scored more than 20 points once. So this might be the week they do it. They do it a second time, as it's 3rd and 9. And Michigan would like a drive here. They had a tough turn of events on their last drive. It's Perkins alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Perkins going to look to throw. Has some time. Pass left side going to be caught, but brought down instantly for only a gain of about 7. That's Jaden Sheridan on the reception, but not doing much else with it. It's another 3 and out for Michigan. And once again, a 4th and 2 for Michigan. Will they... In the previous drive, also a 3 and out that ended with a 4th and 2 punt. But long snapper snapped the ball wide to the right and gave Memphis great starting field position. On this one, it is a good snap and the punt comes off clean. And this is going to be returned beginning from the 5. A great punt from Vernon. Trying to find some room here is Isaiah Henney. He's going to get up to the 15 before being brought down. A beautiful punt there by Seth Vernon. And that's what happens when you just execute on the snap. Now Memphis is well backed up with 6.5 to play in the first. All right. now we get to see what Memphis can do with about average, about normal starting field position. Again, the previous drive started from the red zone already at the 20. And this one is starting complete opposite side of the field. We'll see. We shall see. We have 6:34 to play in the first. Memphis, it's hard to say that Memphis is playing ahead right now because they had one drive. They had great starting field position the last drive, and even then they nearly fucked it up. Depended on a DPI to find the end zone there. So we'll see. Can their offense actually do something? As we're just coming back from said commercial break. There you go. Look, you're gonna look at Jim Turner before the game. Previous offensive line coach for Memphis. He is once again stepping into an interim head coach job and role for this team due to Ken Weisenhunt stepping down once again this past week. As he took, Weisenhunt took a leave of absence before the season for a week. Now he's officially fully stepped down. And now Jim Turner is the interim head coach. The ball on the 15. It is Troy Williams in once again. So he's in shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the left as well. Going to hand this off up the middle for Jacob Cabody, trying to bounce it right side, but nothing going. And that's a loss of about 4.5 there. Arnold Tarpley, one of the defenders in the backfield. Kenny Willie Keys in the backfield as well. And now Williams in shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Ball now on their own 11 after the loss of 4. As Williams going to look to throw. Pass over the middle is caught and gets about 3, maybe the 4 yards right back. That's D. Anderson on the reception, but it's a 3rd and long nonetheless. Yeah, 3rd and 10. So 1-3 and out to begin the game for Memphis. The drive that started at their own 20 to end in a touchdown. And now a 3rd and 10 from their own 15, trying to avoid going 3 and out once again. Williams in shotgun back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. As he's going to look to throw, pressure coming past left side. It's a screen that gets blown up. Jacob Cabody on the reception. But that was Javen White, man, in the backfield. He read that play like a book. It's a 3 and out once again for Memphis' offense. Yeah, beautiful job reading that play by Javen White. Beautiful play. And now punting from his own end zone is Matt Mengel. He has a leg on him. So we'll see if he can utilize it here. Punt comes off clean. There's a flag at the line, as this will be fair caught at the plus 49-yard line. And then Malik Turner gets hit late after the fair catch. And there's going to be a penalty on Memphis guaranteed on that one. As Jaquan Shepard gonna be called for fair catch interference. Oh yeah, so one of them is gonna be offsides on Michigan. The other is a dead ball fair catch interference on Memphis. Are we really gonna offset this? Refs are still discussing this. I'm trying to listen in as well. Yeah, he's offset. Damn. Unfortunate for Michigan. Yeah, offsides on Michigan, fair catch interference on Memphis, penalties will offset, and we're gonna re-kick. That's damn unfortunate for Michigan. Also, the Heat are close to blowing a 10+ point lead here. I'm waiting for it. So yeah, we're gonna re-punt this. Mangle still set up in his own end zone. Punt comes off clean once again. And this is a much better punt. Return beginner from their own 30 this time for Malik Turner. Gonna get up past the 40, 45 and brought down near their own 48. Much better punt there for Memphis. And out comes Bryce Perkins and his Michigan offense when we get back from commercial break with 4 minutes to play in the first. Yeah, the offset saved Memphis there. If Michigan didn't go off sides, it would have been in a very tough spot. They were at commercial break. I need to see something contract-wise for the Heat. What's Davion Mitchell's contract looking like? Also, a Bam alley-oop to Khalil Ware is great. Okay, this is his final year, but he is restricted, so hopefully we can keep Davion Mitchell long term. What the fuck does Wiggins' contract look like? Okay, yeah. He has at least one more year. Okay. So you're still at commercial break. 4:04-ish to play. Just coming out of commercial break here. It was Michigan ball around midfield. Yeah, they went from what could have been possession on the plus 34 But due to offset and penalties, it is now their ball on their own 47.5, 48. So we shall see. Yeah, Bryce Perkins, his athleticism has done wonders for Michigan this season, including a fantastic 4th and goal run in week 1 against this Memphis team. If Michigan's going to find a way to back in this one before halftime, they're going to need this athleticism to come up and show up. Perkins in shotgun, back behind him, 2 receivers to each side, ball on their own 47. Now shifting them back to his left as he's going to hand this off right side and going to get past midfield to about the plus 46 is Nate McCrary on the carry. So now 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard carry. Nate McCrary is also someone that Michigan will like to get going properly here soon, as he's been having kind of a slow season. As Perkins in shotgun back to his left, going to give it to McCrary once again up the middle, and not going to get anything on that one. Stuffed at the line for no gain. That's Eli Walker on the tackle from the safety position. And it's now 3rd and 3. And a big 3rd down here again. Michigan would like to get a field goal at some point. As Perkins in shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to his left. As Perkins will look to throw a quick pass right side. That's caught in a 1st down for McCrary. A gain of about 5, maybe 6. And that's the first down pickup of the game for the Panthers. And again, if this was last year's Panthers team, they would already be in field goal range. But now they're going to need maybe another 1st down, maybe 5 yards to get to that spot. But it's a 1st and 10 nonetheless. Perkins in shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Need to get the snap off. And they do. Perkins to throw once again. Has some time, going to step up and take it himself left side. And going to slide down and pick up a gain of 8. Good blocking there as well from the receiving core. And there you go, showcasing some of Bryce Perkins' NFL highlights here. A game against Mahomes, starting for the Rams once. He's a Super Bowl champion. Bryce Perkins. He was a solid NFL backup. But the issue with being a 3rd string backup is eventually you get faded out. Now he's here to try and get back in. Perkins going to hand this off right side of 2nd and 2, and that's a 1st down carry and a gain of about 5 for Tawa, who had a great run for a conversion last week in the win against San Antonio. I have 1 minute to play in the first. About another play, maybe 2 here. So Perkins in shotgun, back to his right. As Perkins is going to keep it himself right side, trying to find some room. Now throwing right side, that's caught along the sideline by Malik Turner. Inside the 20, inside the 15 to about the 13. Kind of an RPO that Memphis played well there, but not well enough. That's center. Oh, and then does Turner get that second feed in? Oh, there's 2 instances here that might bring this back. He gets the second foot in, I believe. Ball in about the 15. He's going to get the snap off before any kind of challenge. And there's a handoff up the middle for Tawa. And he's going to tie this game at 6. Tawa. He had a great job on the ground last week. And this week, He ties this game with 13 seconds left in the quarter. That was the exact drive that Michigan wanted. Oh, beautiful blocking up front. Cole Cabral, that right guard, bullying his man there to create a lane. And now a 1-point try from the 2 to try and take the lead as Khalil Ware. Oh, okay, hold on. Perkins and shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Perkins going to hand this off to Tawa up the middle, and he's going to get in. Using his power and his leg strength, Panthers take a 1-point lead. Right before that play, Khalil Ware with a chase down block over there for the Heat. And it's a 1-point Panthers lead with 13 seconds to play in the first as we head to a commercial break. So yeah, as that was evident, I do have the Heat Hawks playing game on in the background here. As you can see, I'm a South Florida sports fan, really minus the MLB and the Marlins, so I don't really care about baseball. But yeah, Panthers, they play Tuesday next week, their first game in the NHL playoffs. But if the Heat win, they play Sunday against the Cavs, right? That's how that scheduling is gonna work. Which is crazy that the Heat are gonna play like 3 or 4 playoff games before the Panthers even play one. As we're still at commercial break. Yeah, but still at commercial break. Hero nearly took a bad 3 there in modern NBA. Oh, so talking about it earlier, just how much fun the NHL playoffs are to watch. Watching these past few Heat games has made me realize why I don't really like watching the NBA much anymore. As that was a nice lay by Hayward Highsmith. Jeez. All right, just coming back from commercial break. All right, kickoff underway, going to bounce inside the 20, and eventually picked up at the 16, then brought down at the 19. Great kick coverage there for this Michigan special teams unit. Really, besides that one bad mistake on the punt to begin this game, have been playing fantastically. All right, time for one more play in this quarter. About 10 seconds remain. And EJ Perry and shotgun back to his right, going to hand this off to Deneric Prince right side. He's going to lose about a half a yard, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. 15 minutes in the books, and despite everything, the Panthers find themselves up 1 and really in firm control of this game. As we head to another commercial break. All right, the Heat are up by 7 with a minute 50 to play in the third. This game's either going to go into overtime, the Heat are going to win by 1, or the Hawks are going to win by 10. No in between. The Heat would not let this game be taken care of solidly. That was a nice feed up by Ryan Anderson. Okay. We're at commercial break for the end of the first quarter. 15 minutes in the books. Memphis will have a second and 10.5 when we get back from this commercial break. We gotta wait and see. I think there's like 2 possessions left in this third quarter between the Heat and Hawks. Oh, what a fucking 3 there by Ryan Anderson. God damn. Yeah, this has been a good playing game. But it's like, again, winner of this has to go against the Cavs, and not really sure which of these teams will put up a better fight. Yeah, again, the Heat. What it's the Heat and the Heat as a team are like the masters of the play-in, and then what? It's Valanciunas who has been in every single play-in game since they started. It's just a single player type of thing. As we're coming back from commercial break. Yeah, see, Memphis has 0 total yards in this game, and they're only down by 1. Carry the throw, pass left side, gonna be caught and brought down at the 25-yard line with a dangerous pass there. I believe that's Kwame Lassiter on the reception. It is now 3rd and 4. Perry and shotgun back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, looking to throw. Perry gets hit while throwing that one, and it's behind and incomplete. Looking for Kwame Lassiter, but Kai Nakua forces it loose. That pass was behind. They're going to call roughing the passer here? Yeah, they're going to call roughing the passer there on Ron Stone of Michigan. EJ Perry got laid out there. But I need to see. I need a better camera angle than that. The forearm gets to the neck area, yes. Okay, so the forearm hits the neck. It doesn't hit it hard, but it still hits the neck. So it's 1st and 10 for Memphis. That's an unfortunate penalty. Yeah, I probably should check out Lassiter's story. Because he's the name I definitely do remember from the NFL. As a handoff left side, going to be an end around there and going to pick up about 2 yards for Eli Stove. Like, I do, like, legit remember Laster in the NFL in some capacity. I don't remember him doing a whole lot, but I remember watching, like a primetime Bengals game and him coming up. Is hard wrenching? Okay. I definitely have to check it out then. Perry and shotgun, going to keep it himself left side on the read option, gets to the 45 before being brought down. It is a third down once again. And the receiving position and the running back position, I think those are the weirder positions when it comes to spring football and getting deep in a depth chart. Because, like, yes, an elite receiver really stands out, but once you get to, like, the slightly below average to above average, they all kind of blend together. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Jonathan Adams couldn't hang on over the middle. As there was also, Arnold Tarpley was ready to lay him out if he hanged on to that ball. And the Showboats are going to send this one down. Yeah, Tarpley read that play like a book. He was ready to destroy Jonathan Adams. Tarpley was ready to lay him out. That's a hospital pass. That same throw thrown against the Ravens defense 15-ish years ago, that's Ed Reed going straight to the head. As Memphis is going to send this one down, punt comes off clean. I have the Panthers winning this game, as punt is going to be fair caught at the 22. Yeah, I have the Panthers winning this game. I don't really have like a definitive like score in mind. I feel like doing that's kind of redundant, especially in the UFL where you don't have traditional point afters as we head into a commercial break. Yeah, I do have the Panthers winning this. Yeah. But again, it's like for a team like Cincy's draft in a week, I'm very interested to see what they do. Like, I am very interested to see what their strategy is. It seems like there are 3 picks in the top 10 that we kind of have a lock for right now on who's gonna go there. It's pretty obvious that Cam Ward is going number 1 to Tennessee. It's pretty obvious that if available, Ashton Jeanty is going to go at number 6 to Vegas. And then I'm getting the feel that it's going to be Jackson Dart at 9 to New Orleans. That is, unless Shedeur is available by 9, which I could kind of see being the case. Like, besides that, it's really an up in the air type of draft. Yeah. But again, like, and also at the time when Lassiter was in Cincy, you had Tyler Boyd as well as your receiver 3. So there was not really a spot for him. Because again, we talked about this during the NFL season. We talked about this during last off season. But Tyler Boyd played a bigger role for Cincy than I think anyone realized until we got to last year. I mean, yeah, it does feel like it's a predictable draft. I am just worried on what Cleveland and New York do at 2 and 3. Those are my if those are my one of these 2 teams needs to make a surprise pick. Oh hell yeah, appreciate the subscription. Yeah, when it comes to UFL, I don't have like a definitive favorite team, but I like football more than anything. So if there's football on, I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, my team for spring football was the Guardians, both New York and Orlando. They don't exist anymore. So I'm finally get to watch proper professional level football in a third party perspective. So I'm happy. Tennessee is a weird team in general right now. Like, I can't believe Will Levis, no matter if it was Will Levis or Mason Rudolph, Tennessee was not going to do a whole lot last year. Even though I thought they could have, but they just didn't have the offensive line. Perkins in shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on their own 22. As Perkins going to look to throw. Has some time. They're going to try and step up and take it himself towards the right. Stiff arming and going to gain a yard there. That's a hell of a stiff arm from Bryce Perkins to just get that yard. But there is a penalty marker down. And it's going to be offsetting penalties, it seems. Yeah, Bryce Perkins, he stiff-armed Keaton Ellis. Insane. It wasn't like a Derrick Henry level stiff-arm, but it was like a, hey, you are not going to bring me down until I say so. Oh no, they picked up the defensive holding penalty. And it's only going to be offensive holding. Unless a 1st and 20 coming up. Yeah, that's definitely offensive holding. Where do they pick up the defensive holding? I think I saw where it was. But yeah. Tyler Hero. Okay, there we go. So now ball on their own 12 for the Panthers. And now I can probably move him back. But yeah, again, this... Okay, it was illegal contact that they picked up. Either way, no penalty on the defense. I said about 10-ish minutes ago when the Heat were up by 10 that this game was either going to end with the Heat winning by 1 or the Hawks winning by 10. It is now a 2-point Heat lead with under 9 minutes and with under 9.5 to play. Why is the Heat so easy to predict? Perkins in shotgun back to his left, looking to throw in 1st and 20. Going to pass left side for an attempted screen. That's going to find a way to pick up about 5, maybe 7 there from Jaden Sheridan. But really, not much going on that one either. That's more so just Sheridan finding a way to create space. It's now 2nd and 14 with 11.5 to play in the first half. So it's 2nd and 14. All right, a single high safety for Memphis. Looking for... Perkins was told before the snap to look for a bang 8 as Perkins in shotgun going to look to throw here. And pressure coming, escaping to his right, buying some time. Going to take it himself and going to pick up about 6 nonetheless. 6, maybe 7, up to the 25. So it's something there. Going to make it a much more manageable 3rd down. As it's 3rd and 7, but it was a good play call. Oh yeah, there was holding there. The high hell. Wait, they did not throw a penalty on this? Nah, throw the challenge, Nolan. No, I'm throwing that challenge flag. Give me that 1st and 10 free. But no challenge. Perkins in shotgun, looking to throw in 3rd and 7. Has time. Pass left side, caught by Turner. Makes one-man miss. Going to pick up the 1st and gain 9. A 1st down for Malik Turner. As he made a Memphis defender eat dirt there. It was now a tie game between the Heat and Hawks. I hate this team. There's just under 11 minutes to play in this one. And yeah, the UFL doesn't really have a lot of high-scoring matches. It's more so a defensive league. But at the same time, the clock rules lead up to less points being scored, as there is a Showboat down. That's Zeke Vanderberg down for the Showboats. Actually, about 10 minutes left in the half. Yeah, Zeke Vanderberg is down after that one. He's one of the leaders for this Memphis defense. Yeah, again, with how the clock works in the UFL, you're not going to have a lot of high-scoring games anyway, because with the clock not stopping until under 2 minutes. Or for a case like this, is like, or if there's some kind of TV timeout, a timeout. The clock doesn't like to stop in the UFL. So there's not as many possessions, not as many points being scored. So every possession matters in this. And yeah, the Heat are now down by 3. I hate how easy it is to predict this shit. Yeah, I do have the Heat Hawks playing in the background as well, but this is Trae Young, man. He just does not care about range at all. Yeah, we still had commercial break. 10:04 to play in the first half. Panthers up by 1, just converted a 3rd and 7. And Memphis is going to be without really their defensive captain for a short while. I'm watching this game on Fox. It is nationally broadcast on Fox. So I'm watching it through there. As we're just coming back from commercial break. Yeah, this one's on Fox. I'm pretty sure St. Louis Arlington, which I'll be live with tomorrow, is going to be on ABC. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow for St. Louis Arlington. I won't be live for the other 2 games, but then we'll be back live next week Thursday night for night 1 of the NFL draft, and we'll be live for the majority of week 5 as well. As Perkins in shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side, ball on the 34. Perkins going to hand this off up the middle, and that's a gain of about a yard for Nate McCrary. Not much room on that one. Nine and a half to play now. Yeah, this game has been all Michigan despite what the score says. Perkins and shotgun back to his right, 3 receiving options to the right as well. As Perkins going to play action, look to throw, rolling to his right now as well. Has some time, now going to try and keep it himself, and he gains about a yard there on the bootleg. One thing I failed to mention before this game started is Gunnar Oaks, the main tight end for Michigan. He is inactive in this game. So Cole Hikutini, who was the main tight end last year, he's going to get a chance this week to be the tight end 1. And also Jalen Weirdermeyer is stepping up as well as a tight end 2. That's an incredible last name. Wydermyer. All right, Perkins and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side on 3rd and 8. With some time, pass over the middle is dropped. Down to the 47 for Jalen Moore. If he hangs on to that, it's a first down. Instead, falls right through his hands, and with under 8.5 to play in the half, Michigan's going to have to send this one down. That's a beautiful pass from Perkins. Oh, beautiful pass. Like, that could not have been a better pass. And Moore couldn't hang on. All right, Seth Vernon on to send this one down. It comes off clean. And another great punt going to be returned beginning from the 8. And that's Isaiah Henney going to get up to about the 15, maybe the 14. And once again, the punt coverage from Michigan does their job as Troy Williams is set to take the field. With 7:55 to play in the half, we head to a commercial break. So I am already not a big fan of a typical 2 QB system, where it's like each QB gets like a quarter, maybe they get like 2 possessions, 3-ish, or maybe it's like a spot thing where a quarterback would come in. That I'm a little bit more of a fan of. Similar to what like Arlington does, where Arlington, they get inside the 5, they let Holden Ahlers come in for a play, and then they bring back in Luis Perez. Memphis is doing my least favorite kind of a 2 QB system tonight. And that is every other drive. we're gonna switch. I hate it because it doesn't allow teams to build momentum in any capacity. Because even if one QB is finally getting hot on a drive, they're gonna get cold by sitting on the bench to pre the next one. I hate it. And now again, so it was Troy Williams to start the game, and since then they've been alternating between Williams and EJ Perry. Williams not going to be the quarterback for this next drive. I hate this. Like, I can understand why Memphis would do it because again, their head coach Ken Whisenhunt had stepped down in between weeks, so now their new offensive coordinator he needs to figure out who his guy is. But it's just like, come on, like, this is your one chance. Like, this is your one of two chances left this season to realistically win a game. They might pull off a miraculous upset against some team. Like, maybe they beat San Antonio, but that game is in San Antonio, so I don't know. Really, it's this one and Houston in a few weeks. That's their best chances. And not letting a QB play get hot is tough. As Memphis is also going to challenge something on that. Oh, they challenged for a face mask. Oh, yeah. So Memphis is going to win this challenge. There was a face mask on Devin Ross. So they're going to add 15 to the end of this one. That's a nice challenge. You see, Mike Nolan, you take advice. So it'll be a Memphis ball from their own 29. That's again, one thing with the UFL is you have one challenge you can use on anything. And if you win the challenge, you get it back. And now, pretty solid starting field position here. Williams under center, going to play action, look to throw. Pass right side is caught, and that's a gain of about 5. As that is Isaiah Henney on the reception. And yeah, the Heat are now down by 6. If the Heat lose by 10, I need someone to go back and clip when I said there's a minute 50 left in the third. The Heat are either going to win by 1, go to overtime, or lose by 10. With a minute 50 left in the third, I called the Heat losing by 10. God, I hate this team. Williams in shotgun back to his right, looking to throw in 2nd and 5. Pass over the middle is wide open and caught for a gain of about 8 and a first down. That is Chris Pierce on the reception. And really, the first time I can remember Memphis using their tight ends this season is on that play right there. Yeah. Even then, it was still like, the Heat not finishing this game out and closing it when they should have was the most obvious Miami Heat thing they could have done in this play-in game. Handoff right side on 1st and 10 to Jacob Cabody is going to get nothing, no gain on that one. Like, it's... Ugh. I mean, hey, it means we get a lottery pick again. Can't wait to use that on a random third-year college guy from New Mexico. Williams alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 2nd and 9 from their own 43. Williams with time to throw. Launcher one deep, right side and incomplete. Looking for D. Anderson, but he overthrew that crazy. Overthrew that by like 5 yards there, and there's no need to take the top off in that situation. Learn from their Nah, they're learning from the Marlins, man. At least the Dolphins tried to add pieces the last few years. Or like they at least they made some splash trades since the pandemic. As Williams gonna throw in 3rd and 9, pass right side is incomplete, too high and outside, looking for Chris Pierce. Gonna be a 4th and 9. That's Akeem Dent in coverage. It's like at least both the Dolphins and the Panthers can at least say that they have made big time trades since 2020. Both the Heat and Marlins have done jack fucking shit. And yeah, out comes Matt Mangle to send this one down. Punt comes off clean. Going to be fair caught at the 11. And we head to a commercial break with 4:52 to play in the half. I want to say I mentioned this last week, but it is hilarious to look at the Heat and Panthers of the past 5 years. Or maybe not 5, of the past 4 years, really. Both teams were the 1 seed in 2022. Both teams were the 1 seed. In the Panthers' case, they were the best team in the NHL in the regular season. They then both kind of don't live up to expectations in the playoffs. And then that's where the divide starts. Because you have, in that following June and July, you have the Panthers making a kind of 2 splash decisions in firing their head coach and bringing in Paul Maurice, and then in trading Jonathan Huberdeau, who for a while was the face of the Florida Panthers. They traded him to bring in Matthew Tkachuk and more so fully embrace the Alexander Barkov captainship, but also more so just to get more of a dog in the locker room. Both teams were the 8th seed in 2023 and made miraculous finals runs. And then the following season, the Panthers kept adding while the Heat stayed stagnant. And the Panthers ended up winning the chip. Like, it's that era, like that 3-year and kind of 4-year if you include this year. That 4-3-year, again, 4-3 kind of 5-year stretch. Both teams were on a very similar trajectory. One took advantage of it. One is now sitting only up by 1 point in a play-in game with 3 minutes to play. Which again, if the Heat win by a point, I hate how easy it was to predict that. I may go back myself and find that clip if I need to. As we're just coming back from commercial break, here between the Showboats and Panthers, and holy shit, bam. And then Hero misses the layup coast to coast. I know the timestamp in the NBA game. It was with 1:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. I don't know how long ago that was in actual time. I want to say there was like 5 minutes left in the first in this one. I don't exactly remember. I could find it during halftime if I need to. 4:52 to play in the half. Ball on their own 11. Perkins and shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. As Perkins going to hand this off up the middle, and that's a gain of about 3 for Toa Tawa. There we go. Probably exactly, yeah. And then watch, if the Heat do somehow win this game, they're going to end up making a run and then be stagnant in the offseason once again. So 2nd and 7, Perkins and shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on their own 14. As Perkins going to look to throw. Pass over the middle is caught. And that's a first down up to their own 24. And that is Jalen Weidermeyer on the reception. Weidermeyer. That for sure. Until the broadcast says I'm going to rock with Weidermeyer. 3:45 to play in the half. Perkins and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right. And going to keep it himself, rolling out right side. Trying to find some lanes. Going to keep it himself and staying in bounds. First down and more. And a great run from Bryce Perkins using his athleticism, which has been a massive part of this Michigan offense the past few weeks. And picks up about 15 to 20 on that carry. We have Bryce Perkins. His athleticism. Who is that? Who's that defender there? Was that Eric Garrier? Who just completely whiffed on the tackle along the sideline? Ball on the 44-yard line. Perkins and shotgun going to hand this off up the middle and going to break 2 tackles and find some room. To pick up about 9 is Toa Tawa on the carry once again. He's been running well tonight. All right, there's 30 seconds left in this play-in game. All right, Haywood Highsmith got the rebound with 20 seconds. It's 105-104. I hate the Heat, man. Perkins and shotgun back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle for Tawa once again. And the second effort is going to be close. They might mark him just a half yard shy. Yeah, it'll be a third and about a half of a yard as we are going to head to the 2-minute warden more likely than not here. 2:10 remains in the court in the half. They do not need to run one more play. And yep, that's going to be the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. I'm going to find this clip now of me saying this. Because I need this clip now. I want to say that was before. Okay, we're at commercial break for the 2-minute warning. There's 19.7 remaining in this Heat Hawks game. They got Davion Mitchell in the rebound. All right, Hawks foul with about 15 seconds. I wish I remembered with the timestamp for this. You got the inbound to Hero. Okay, saying it was out of bounds. Is this game really going to end 105-104? They need to get Miami to the bonus at some point. I'm going to 2 times speed this. And yeah, there we go. The trailer for the Polynesian football documentary, which is executive produced by Tua. All right, 2 minutes to play, just back from commercial break. Perkins in shotgun, back behind him, 3rd and 1. Perkins gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's Toa Tawa For the first down up to about the 40, the plus 40. It's 106, 104 with 11.3 to play between the Hawks and Heat. Memphis is going to use their first timeout here. Yeah, the Hawks are no strangers to game winners. All right, 1st and 10. And only 10 rushing yards so far for the Showboats. That's a minute 57 to play after the timeout called by Memphis, I believe due to injury. As Perkins in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receivers to each side, ball on the plus 41. One more first down is guaranteed field goal range as Perkins going to hand this off right side for Tawa and breaking tackles, and that's a gain of 9. Tawa, man, he is running well tonight. Like, running so well tonight. Not really. I kind of playing off like it is more than it is actually. Hand off up the middle for Tawa is enough for a first down. Yeah, like I am a Heat fan. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not worried about the Heat at all. I'm more so worried about the Panthers, and they don't play for another 5 days, and I'm more so stressing about their game. All right, Perkins in shotgun, back to his left, 1st and 10, just under a minute to play in the half. 3 receivers to the left and going to play action, look to throw. Perkins pass left side, caught by Turner. First down and more, down inside the 20 to the 18-ish, 19. And we're going to have a clock stoppage with 47 seconds left in the half, as Michigan calls their first timeout. Again, I want to point out in relation to the Heat as well. The first time I watched a Heat game this season was like a month or so ago when they played, I believe it was the Pistons. No, I think it was either the Pistons or the Knicks. I like basketball. I watch it occasionally, especially during playoff time. I'm just like not, and I'm not gonna waste, especially during like the fall and like the winter months. I'm not really gonna watch it because there's not the Heat this year didn't play on a lot of like typical channels. All right, 47 seconds left in the half. Perkins in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. Ball on the plus 19. Perkins, handoff up the middle. Room to run for McCrary. The 5 and a touchdown for Michigan. Nate McCrary. That's the kind of carry they have been waiting for. And it is a 7-point game. Off flash is 106-106. I called overtime in this. I called overtime. Trae Young, man, he's a great player. Deserves a lot more appreciation than he gets. Yeah, 41 seconds left in the half. Michigan is taking a 7-point lead. And we'll see what they decide to do on the conversion attempt here. All right, a 1-point try from the 2. Perkins and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. And the center receiver in motion. As Perkins going to keep it himself right side. Wide open right side. That's Samson Nakua in the flat. It's an 8-point Panthers lead with 41 seconds to play in the half. And the Panthers get ball to begin the second half. So they are sit-in pretty. Yeah, the Nakua boys, they're nice, man. They're nice. I found them. Like I found a good reference point for how much time is in this Heat Hawks game. I'm still trying to find this clip so I can. Yeah, we have overtime. Oh, yeah, Kai is nice. Both of them are nice that play for Michigan. They're both nice, and honestly, they both could find a spot in the NFL at some point. Wait, we had Andrew Wiggins take the final shot of regulation. What the fuck are you scheming up, Pat Riley? Riley Spolstra. All right, kickoff underway from BT Potter. Going to be returned beginning from the 10. And that's Isaiah Henny with some room to run down the right side and get into the 32. And the Showboats have 2 timeouts and 35 seconds left to try and put points on the board. It is a 14-6 game between these two teams here with 35 seconds left. Yeah, this ground game for Michigan has probably played his best football this season so far. McCrary is running well. Oh, pass left side for Memphis real quick and a gain about 12 up to 45. Toa Tawa, man, he has been playing incredibly well. And now Perry looking to throw in first and 10 from the 45. Pass right side going to be caught by Jonathan Adams. And that's a gain of 15 up to the plus 40. DJ Miller in coverage. And Memphis going hurry up here. They have 2 timeouts. 18 seconds to play in the half. Perry under center. Is he going to spike it? All right, 17 seconds left. I do not like spiking it there. Just call timeout. All right, what is this? Yeah, the highlighted BT Potter's unique kickoff style right now, the watermelon style. We saw Brandon Aubrey, I believe, do this on the onside kick a few years back for Dallas. And BT Potter's been doing it for the standard kickoff. It's a pass right side going to be caught by Adams, and that's going to get out of bounds after a gain of about 6. 12 seconds now to play in the half. I found the clip off Flash. No, he's not doing no tee. He's putting the ball on the tee, but he's putting it sideways. Michigan calls their second timeout. Because Aubrey did that for the onside kick against Atlanta a few years back. So 3rd and 3, 12 seconds to play, ball on the plus 34. Harry and shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Perry with some time. Pass left side, going for it all and incomplete. Eli Stove never saw that ball land. It also landed about 2 yards out of bounds. So 4th and 3, 6 seconds to play. And Matt Coughlin on to make it a 6-point game. A 52-yard kick. This will be his season long from the right hash. And we have a timeout being called by Michigan. They used their final timeout of the half. Yeah. Again, if bet responsibly as well. Always make sure to gamble responsibly. But like, yeah. So I posted the clip in the sports channel, Botflash. All right, a 52-yard kick. From the right hash to make it a 6-point game entering the half. Michigan gets ball to begin the second half. 5-point game to enter the half. Kick is up. It has the accuracy. Does it have the leg? Like it does. Kick is good. The cameraman did not do a good job there. There was 14-9 with 2 seconds to play in the half. Michigan gets ball to begin the second half. And then that's a beautiful, beautiful kick from Matt Coughlin. I would not be surprised if he gets an opportunity at the NFL in the fall, in the fall and the late in summer as well. That's a great kick. And now the game is in overtime. They're gonna run away with this game. I hate this team so much. Yeah, this has been all Michigan in this one. Yeah, we needed a kickoff, and there it is. This will send us to halftime. Ball will be returned beginning from inside the 5 at the 4. And here comes Devin Ross down to the 28. And that brings us to halftime. 30 minutes in the books. It's a 5-point lead for Michigan, and they get ball to begin the second half. Yeah, I think the Stallions will be able to handle Houston fine. I think that's a great matchup for them after how poorly they played last week. I think they need a matchup against a team like Houston just to build the confidence back into them. Because their game against Arlington was rough. But again, Houston's a team that doesn't really have much going for them. They have a little bit of a foundation now that Nolan Henderson is the guy going forward. But I still just don't like a majority of what Houston does offensively. And even really defensively as well. Yeah, hero, man. I do like that we have managed to keep Tyler Hero throughout the years. And that, yeah, it would have been nice to get a Dame 2 years ago, or to get another star, truly star player. But Hero has definitely evolved into a nice role with this team. I don't think it's it's not a top, it's not a role where you should still depend on him being the top scorer, but it is a solid role nonetheless that he has. Except we're at halftime. There's a minute 13 left in this game. In this first overtime period. I heat her up by 6. Get to a commercial so I can refill my. Okay. Alright, I'll just be off to the side. I'm gonna refill my drink. Considering all I had to drink for the first half was like 3/4 of it. What is it, like a 12-ounce Diet Coke? No, it says 17-ounce. Not a lot of a Diet Coke. My throat feels better than it should right now. But definitely will not sustain another half without any more. Davion Mitchell, what a board. Davion Mitchell. We need him long term, man. What a possession there. A missed 3, a great offensive rebound, and then the game sealing 3. Lock him up long term, man. Do not let him leave Miami. Yep, we're still at halftime over here between Memphis and Michigan. Davion Mitchell had 1 point after 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 24 minutes. Okay, we're still at halftime. We do get locker room access in the UFL during the half, so these are going back on. Yep, we're still at halftime. Was a heater up by 9 with 19 seconds left. They got this in the bag. Alright, so the Heat will have the honors of losing to the Cavaliers in the first round, it seems. But this was actually a really solid playing game. All things considered. Yeah, they're showing highlights from the previous weeks right now during halftime. We got 30 minutes left in this game. It's a 5-point game. Panthers have been in firm control. And it's all going to come down to the final 30. But it's the Panthers' ground game has finally really showed out in this one. Yeah, this has been a solid game. We're getting to the point in the UFL season where teams have found their groove and have found their rhythm, and we're seeing a lot better matches. Due to there being no preseason, really the first week or two is the preseason. So now teams are back in the groove, back in the rhythm. They know what kind of team they are, and thus we have a lot better matchups. And the Heat have officially won the play-in game. All right, there's one more play-in game, right? It's what? Was it like Mavs, Grizzlies? Yeah. Why is that one on ESPN? But yeah, should be coming out of halftime here shortly. And now we're gonna have the Mavs Grizzlies play-in game on in the background because why not? Because if the Mavericks are gonna get eliminated tonight, I want to see it happen live. Yeah, 100. Yeah, 100%. A team down by 9 can come back to win. Like that's nowhere near out of the question. Especially, like, I'm assuming we're talking about the UFL here. In a 9% 9 point game in the UFL is one possession. They can come back down by that easy. Or if you mean like in the NBA, the Hawks nearly just did it. Yeah. We have one more commercial break before we get back from halftime. And what is a 6 point game between these two teams? Memphis looking to get their first win on the season. Michigan looking to get to 2 straight wins and continue to play up to a high level that this team knows they can play to. Is it the first time? I wouldn't be surprised, and I also wouldn't be surprised that it's the Heat that does it. And also, this Memphis court tonight, I love the Vancouver throwback. Like, this court that the Grizzlies are playing on is so much better than the modern court. It's crazy. It's crazy how much better just the older designs look. And again, this is coming from someone who grew up with the more modern Brandon for the Grizzlies. I still prefer this style. It's not quite Vancouver Grizzlies though, I believe. It's more so Memphis, like OG Memphis Grizzlies stuff, but still. Damn. I'm not surprised that it's the Heat when that happens. The Heat doing because the Heat were also the first play-in team to make the finals a few years back. Yeah, I mean, the Heat could definitely make Cleveland sweat a little bit in that series. I don't think they're gonna win it, but it might go to 6 at best, probably. We'll see. That starts on Sunday, right? That's when that series starts. As we're just coming back from halftime in this one. Start of the third quarter underway here momentarily. Second half kickoff approaching. And what has been a fantastic game on the ground for Michigan. 120 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Been a great game for that offensive line. And rushing yards on 9 carries is crazy for Memphis. And it's still a 6-point game. Still on historic records. The Heat find a way. All right. Again, Michigan gets ball to begin the second half in this one. Up by 6. And if they can have a solid drive here, they might be able to seal some shit. They might be able to begin the process of cruising. All right, second half kickoff underway. This is going to be return beginning from about the 8. And that's Devin Ross with some room down the right side, going to get to the 34 before being brought down. And out comes E.J. Perry. So Bryce Perkins taking the field. He's in shotgun, back behind him, 2 receivers to each side. Now going to shift it back to his left, ball on the 34. Perkins going to hand this off up the middle, and that is McCrary going to get half a yard-ish, if that. Not much going there to begin the second half. Now a second and 9.5, second 9-ish. Perkins in shotgun back to his right, 2 receivers to each side, bunched up. And Perkins is going to keep it. They're going to play action and throw it right side. That's caught by Jalen Moore. And going to get up to about the 40.5 yard line, a gain of about 6-ish. And it's third down. So 3rd and 3. Perkins alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on the 40.5. Perkins throw over the middle is caught by Malik Turner. That's a gain of about 5 or 6, but there is a penalty there's a penalty on the line of scrimmage. As it's illegal formation on Michigan. Push them back. It would be funny if Dallas wins tonight, just because they can still say they made the playoffs despite trading Luka. They won't go anywhere with it, but it would give Nico Harrison something to hold on to. But yeah, I think Dallas would have a tougher job against OKC than the Heat do against Cleveland. So now 3rd and 9 for Michigan after the illegal formation. Perkins and shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Memphis going to send 5. Perkins, pressure coming. Gonna step up and throw it deep left side and incomplete. Overthrowing Malik Turner, who had a step. It is 4th and 9. And Memphis gets a big time stop to begin this half. But that was it. Yeah, he just puts too much into it. It was open. That's the correct read. All right, punt comes off clean and going to be returned beginning from inside the 10 at the 8. Isaiah Henney going to get past the 15, trying to work down that right side. Past the 20, past the 30, has room to run. Makes one man miss past the 40, 50, past midfield, past the other 40, and down to the plus 38-yard line. Isaiah Henney, what a punt return, and Memphis has great starting field position to begin this half. A 53-yard return for Isaiah Henney. And man, great moves there. And Isaiah Henney, he's definitely more so of a return specialist for Memphis. His one catch on this season came today, but he can make the most of the ball in his hands. As Perry going to keep it himself right side on a read option. Going to get about 5 on that play. Up to the, 34-yard line? Yeah, the Thunder are also a team who don't have a lot of playoff experience. And Dallas being a team that has made the finals, AD has a ring. It's a case of maybe for the first game or two they put up a fight, but once they get to game 3s and 4, it's going to be a lot tougher for Dallas to really step up. As Perry and shotgun a 2nd and 5 going to look to throw. Pressure coming, going to step to his left and keep it himself, and that would be a first down carry for Perry. Ball came loose. He picked it up. It's a gain of 7 for Memphis and a first down past the 30 to about the 27. Yeah, what a return. Oh, what a peanut punch by Walter Palmore. Perry is lucky he came down with that. And now Perry in shotgun back to his left, going to hand this off right side for Cabody. Has a lane, gets inside the 20 to the 19 before being brought down. A gain of 8. And Memphis has entered the red zone once again today. I think this is for the 3rd time. No, 2nd time. As Perry in shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. They go up tempo. Perry looking to throw, quick pass left side. It's going to be caught. Oh, now Arnold Tarpley came down way on. There's pass was to Eli Stove. It seemed like he caught it behind him, but Arnold Tarpley of Michigan is the player who came up with the ball. And they're going to say that it's an interception. Arnold Tarpley picking that ball off, literally stealing it from the hands of Eli Stove. Yeah, he stole that ball. Holy. Eli Stove never had full possession going to the ground, and then it just sits in Tarpley's lap. for him to hang on to it. That's an insane interception for Michigan. And their defense comes up big in this spot. And we head to a commercial break. Defense comes up massive there for Michigan. Now let's see if their offense can build off of it. Only way this gets overturned is if they rule that Eli Stove had possession and was down by contact before the ball came loose. I don't think he did. Mainly because I don't think he really makes any kind of football move. So it's just him coming to the ground. He gets hit before anything touches. It's tough. The key thing is ruling on the field was an interception. We'll see what Mike Pierre has to say about this though when we get back from commercial break. Yeah, it's a wild pick. Now, if I'm Arnold Tarpley there, instead of just getting up and pointing that you caught that ball, you get up and you run. Like, if you truly think you picked that ball off, you need to sell it a lot better. Even if you know for certain that you picked it off, you need to sell it like you know for certain you picked it off. You get up and you just run. Because they let that play run, it seems, but they ruled that he gave himself up because he was just standing there. If they were going to let that play run and you run with them, that's most definitely a pick six for Michigan, and would have been a even bigger game-changing play. Yeah, exactly. Or at least give him at least run like 5-10 yards, and then we'll see if there's a whistle. But you don't just stand there upon picking the ball off. Even if you know for certain you didn't, you at least have to make it so they rule on the field you did, just in case they don't have a good replay angle. And so we're just coming back from commercial break, so we shall see. Also, yeah, I saw that tweet from Ari Botflash and the end of an era thing. It's crazy how many people have retired this season for the NFL. Yeah, because like, you're not down by run. Oh, he wasn't down by contact anyway. Yeah, Tarpley gave up a touchdown there. Tarpley gave up a touchdown there. That probably should have been 6. Instead, it's Michigan ball on their own 11. Perkins and shotgun going to hand this off right side for Nate McCrary. He makes one man miss in the backfield and going to gain about 8, maybe 9. But Tarpley needs to run upon picking that ball off. Also, I find it funny how, again, Ari is grid. Definitely worth a follow. I like how we tried to sneak Keanu Neal in there. As like he's Keanu Neal, great player. He's not on the same pedestal as a guy like Ryan Ramczyk or Jason Peters, Julio Jones. As Perkins going to pump fake and keep it himself right side, makes 2 men miss, and stumbles forward for 5 on the play and picks up the first down. That was the same play design that got a touchdown for Michigan in week 1 against this Memphis team. And that's the exact same play, but Memphis guarded it better, and Perkins took advantage of it with his legs instead. Armstead, obviously, I'm upset about just because he played for Miami. But yeah, Julio Jones, Patrick Peterson, Brandon Graham. All right, Perkins looking to throw on 1st and 10. Has time. Throwing left side, wide open. And that's caught along the sideline by Cole Hicatini. And that's a first down for Michigan. Gain of about 20 on that one. And they moved the chains. That's a nicely placed ball by Perkins. If that's placed ever so slightly better, Hicatini had so much space to run there. if that ball's placed lower and more so on the chest, he has so much space to run. As Perkins in shotgun back to his right. Going to play action and look to throw. Rolling to his right now to buy some time. Perkins still looking and just going to throw it away incomplete at the feet of Cole Hikutini. .8:38 to play in the third quarter. Memphis has 78 total yards in this game compared to Michigan's 219. Did Josh just posterize Zach Edey? No, it was a different big man that Memphis has. He just posterized his own fucking teammate. Goddamn job. Friendly fire much. Perkins alone in shotgun, a 2nd and 10, looking to throw. Has some time, gonna step up and try to keep it himself. Breaks one tackle, kind of. Going to gain 2. As much as I like what Perkins can do with his legs, at times it feels like he is skittish. And at other times, it feels like he's too patient. It's weird. Oh yeah, Julio is damn near guaranteed first ballot, definitely. And yeah, I would imagine that Atlanta will have a whole celebratory game for him. As Perkins to throw in 3rd and 8. Pressure coming quick. Escapes one sack. Now pass over the middle is low and incomplete. Looking for Samson Nakua, but pressure forced the off-target pass. And Michigan's going to have to send this one down. Couldn't capitalize off the turnover. In part because, again, Arnold Tarpley, he picked it off, but he didn't run with it afterwards. Yeah, that's just good. That's just a good pass rush by Memphis. Now with just under 7 minutes to play in the third, Seth Vernon on to send this one down. Punt comes off clean. This will be return beginning from the 17 by Isaiah Henney. He gets to the 26. I don't know how many primetime. We're heading to a commercial break. I don't know how many primetime games Atlanta will get next year. I would imagine they'll probably get a Thursday night football game against Tampa again, and that would probably be the game where they do the whole send off for Julio Jones. Either that or it'll probably be against New Orleans as another option. Yeah, he did play for Philly, but I don't know. When you think of insane plays made by Julio Jones, more often than not, it comes against the Panthers or the Saints. Like, I forget what year it was. I want to say it was 2015. It might have been 16, where Julio Jones lost Luke Kuechly and someone else like 50 yards downfield in Atlanta against Carolina. Yeah, the first Saints home game is what I would imagine was where they're gonna try and do it. If they can get a primetime game though, I think they would also probably want to do it then. But like at the same time, like the Saints honored Drew Brees last year on a Thursday night game. Well, I believe that was the Denver game they played last year, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been a different game that was on Thursday night. But I know that they honored him in like a very weird matchup. I don't. Yeah, and then that was on Thursday Night Football. I don't remember if it was that Denver game or a different Thursday Night Football game. Sunday at 7 p.m. on TNT. I'll have that on in the background while watching WrestleMania. As we're just coming back from a commercial break. And yeah, Troy Williams on the field. Memphis. I get why you would want to do this, but really, an every possession QB switch is not helping your team. Williams and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. As Williams is going to hand this off right side. And there's a lane for Deneric Prince. Breaks 1 tackle and gains 9 up to the 35. 6.5 to play in this. Williams in shotgun, going to keep it himself left side for a read option. And trying to bounce it towards the sideline. He picks up the first down. And a gain of 4 up to the 39. All right, so Williams under center, going to hand this off left side for Deneric Prince. Finds a lane and picks up about 5 up to the 44. So 3 plays on this drive, all of them have been on the ground. Finally finding a rhythm in this one. So 2nd and 5, just under 5.5 to play in the third. Williams in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. As Williams looks to throw, pass over the middle is incomplete. A dangerous throw to D. Anderson. DJ Miller was all in coverage there. As Williams alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left on 3rd and 5. Williams gonna look to throw. Pressure coming, gonna step up, trying to avoid it. Makes 1 man miss, but brought down nonetheless. A loss of 3. And that's Ron Stone on the sack. Memphis gonna have to send this one down with 4.5 to play in the third. Yeah, Pacers Bucks tomorrow at 1. I'll probably have that on the background as well. As at 12:30 p.m. EST tomorrow, the St. Louis Battlehawks play the Arlington Renegades. I will be live for that game. That's also the last game of UFL Week 4 I will be live for. Because I got plans going on Saturday and Sunday night. But we're going to do a long stream on Thursday night next week for night 1 of the NFL Draft. Punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from about the 24 by Malik Turner. Trying to make people miss, and he's brought down right back at the 24. Maybe to give him the 25. Most likely not. 3:48 to play in the third. We head to a commercial break. And then best wishes go out to her. Hoping for a speedy and healthy recovery. Yeah, sir. I've had 1 surgery. Yeah. Just get some good rest there. All that's really needed. Yeah, that is good. She got to go home today, definitely. But yeah, it's the weekend as well. Hopefully that was the biggest thing of the weekend for you and your family. But yeah, Dallas and Memphis right now, man. I forget Kyrie is still injured, right? He's out for the season. So that's not helping either. Yeah. Yeah, we still have commercial break here. About 3:43 to play in the third quarter in this game. I just realized that the Atlanta Hawks lost to both Florida teams in the play. Schefter, you were like 20 minutes behind on posting that clip about Jaw. I think so. I believe so, yeah. It was just coming back from commercial break. It's they're showing the playoff schedule now. Why is Clippers Nuggets at 3:30 tomorrow? Like that's a legit game. Yeah, the Panthers are at a season high so far of 135 yards on the ground. And Perkins in shotgun, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. First and 10 from the 25. Going to hand this off right side, makes one man miss, but brought down immediately thereafter. Maybe gets half a yard. That is Toa Tawa on the reception. And again, Toa Tawa, he's been having a breakout game today, playing really damn well. Him and Nathan McCrary both been playing really well. Desmond Bain is Desmond. I don't know. He might have just made the play there, but this is Desmond Bain playing tonight for the Grizzlies. Perkins going to touch past this left side for Jalen Moore. Has some blocking and picks up about 6 to make it a much more manageable third down. He kind of slipped upon getting that ball. If he ran cleanly the entire way, he had the blocking. All right, 3rd and 3. So Perkins and shotgun back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. As Perkins will look to throw. Has time, pass left side and incomplete. Off the mark, looking for Siosi Mariner, who has been very quiet in this one. And it's a 3 and out for Michigan. They're going to have to send this one down. All right. And punt barely comes off clean there. But it's a pretty solid punt that's going to bounce out of bounds near the 10. So it'll be the equivalent of a touchback. So Memphis will be getting with the round ball at around the 25 as we head to a commercial break. 1:46 to play in the third. Still remains a 5-point game as both teams have been scoreless in this quarter so far. We have commercial break, 1:46 to play. in the third. You know what sucks is the NHL playoffs don't begin till tomorrow. I would much rather be watching the tail end of Avalanche Stars than this. But yeah, we got a UFL for a reason. And I'm saying that I'd rather have Avalanche Stars in the background than this nothing burger of Grizzlies Mavericks. All right, just coming back from commercial break, 146 to play in the third quarter. Both teams have not been doing a whole lot on offense this game, or in this quarter so far, after a pretty entertaining second quarter. Oh, Jim Turner on the sideline before this drive, saying that EJ Perry gets the rock the rest of this one, and they've been near identical. EJ Perry 4 for 9, 39 yards. Troy Williams 4 for 8, 13 yards. Neither of these quarterbacks have been playing well today, nor have we given really a shot to play well. But EJ Perry has led the better drive so far in this one, and we're getting towards crunch time in this game. So Perry in shotgun, back to his left, two receivers to each side, looking to throw. Perry with some time, pass over the middle, is caught by Jacob Cabody, and that's a gain of 5 on the check down. Yeah, Perry is going to get the pill the rest of the way. As Perry in shotgun, back to his left, going to keep it himself up the middle on a little read option, and he dives forward for the first down. As Perry in shotgun, going to keep it himself again on the read option, but this time going nowhere. Loss of about 3, maybe 4. Frank Gina in the backfield for the tackle for loss. We need at least one more play before the end of the quarter. Now a second and 13. Perry alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Need to get the snap off, and they do. Perry, pass over the middle to Lassiter, is caught, and that's a gain of about 5, but there's a penalty marker down. 6 seconds to play in the third. And his illegal shift on Memphis. Lassiter never got said. Yeah, Lassiter never got said. And it'll be a second 18 when we get back from commercial break. 15 minutes to play. We have entered the fourth quarter. 15 minutes to play. All right. See you, Ball Flash. We got 15 minutes left in this one. Be a Brad commercial break. Be a Brad commercial break. 15 minutes to play. Fifteen minutes to play in this one. It's a 5-point game with both offenses having done nothing since the first half. As we're just coming back from commercial break, the end of the third quarter and the start of the fourth underway here momentarily. This half has been a lot more defensive than the first. As we wait to see, EJ Perry is going to be the quarterback the rest of the game for Memphis. He has led them on the most successful drives they have had in this game. But it's definitely still have not been a really successful day for this Memphis offense. Perry and shotgun back to his right on 2nd and 18. Going to hand this off up the middle for Cabody, and he's going to lose about 3 back to the 25. So all the work they have put into this drive so far in back-to-back plays has been negated. It is 3rd and 20. Third and 20. Perry alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. As Perry will look to throw. Launcher went deep, left side and incomplete. Looking for Jonathan Adams, trying to get it all in one play. But ball is slightly overthrown and too far towards the sideline. It is 4th and 20. And out comes Matt Mengel and this punting unit to give Michigan the ball right back. Yeah, this has been Michigan, St. Louis. These punt comes off clean, going to bounce at the 37, return beginning from the 34. That's Malik Turner trying to flip the field, has some room if he's able to, but he trips and going to now get back up and eventually be brought down to the 34-ish, depending on the spot. We shall see, but that's rough there for Malik Turner. As we head to a commercial break, with 13:38 to play in the fourth, we head to a commercial break. That was what I was saying before that punt. Michigan, St. Louis, Arlington, and Birmingham. Michigan, St. Louis, Arlington. Michigan, St. Louis, Arlington, D.C., and Birmingham. Those 5 teams have some of the best front sevens in the UFL. Again, there's 5 of the 8 teams to say that with. But there's a reason those 5 teams are the only teams above 500 at this moment. It's because of those front sevens. If we want to get into like very specifics with those, DC is probably at 1, but is a close one. It'll probably be DC, Birmingham, St. Louis, Michigan, Arlington. And then from there, those other 3, you kind of just put in whatever order. San Antonio, Houston, and Memphis doesn't really matter. But if I had that would be my top 5 for front sevens in the UFL. And like again, there's a reason those are the 5 teams that are above 500 at this point in the season. It's still early on, yes, and early on in the season, we're about halfway through the season, close to at least. But those are the teams that are all vying for a chance in the playoffs. And it's because a lot because of their front sevens have been playing incredibly well. And again, tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. EST, we get a great matchup in that department between St. Louis and Arlington. Both teams coming off of very tough losses the week prior, looking to bounce back and looking to catch up to DC. And DC is definitely sitting as the best team right now. They play San Antonio on Sunday. When do they play Arlington? I want to make sure I'm live for that, but I have something on the 27th. Check. Actually, I have Arlington's schedule here. As we're just coming back from commercial break, 13:38 to play in the game. Michigan up by 5 with the ball. Damn it. Arlington and DC play on the 27th, and I'm going to be missing that game because I have something to take care of. Damn, that's a damn good game I'm going to have to miss. Okay. That sucks. All right, Perkins in shotgun, back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle, and that's Nate McCrary getting past the 35 to about the 37, a gain of 4. We got Memphis plays Birmingham next week. That's a tough matchup for them. Michigan plays St. Louis next week in St. Louis. God. That means San Antonio plays Houston then. Okay. Perkins in shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side on 2nd and 6. And Perkins going to give it to McCrary once again, trying to bounce it towards the left, but nothing working there. A loss of about 2. And a 3rd down coming up. Third and 7, 12.5 to play in the game. Perkins in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. A big time 3rd down here. They get the snap off in time as Perkins looks to throw. Launching one deep, left side, and gonna be caught by COC Mariner. Down inside the 30 to the 28, on top of what would be a DPI there on Memphis. COC Mariner has been quiet all day, and he makes a big time play there. 37 yards down the field. DPI on Memphis. That will be declined. And 1st and 10 for Michigan from inside the 30. That is an incredible grab. I will say, though, Eli Walker nearly put that man in hospital. Perkins to throw once again. Pass right side wide open. Jalen Moore makes one man miss and gets in. Touchdown, Michigan. Back-to-back plays, and they extend this lead. It's now an 11-point game with just under 12 to play. And Bryce Perkins, back-to-back incredible plays. And the Michigan Panthers, honestly, with how much time is left and how Memphis has been playing tonight, that might have just been the dagger. That might have just sealed it. Now they're going to go for a 1-point try from the 2, and we're going to have... Are we going to have a challenge by Memphis? Memphis is going to use their challenge, saying that there was an ineligible man downfield. So this is going to be reviewed. Again, if you're new to the UFL, this is the first game you tune in. First off, welcome. I appreciate it. Second off, both teams get a single challenge that they can use on literally anything you can think of. They can challenge anything. If they win the challenge, you get the challenge back. You can use it twice per game at max. So Memphis, I believe, used one earlier in the game. Yeah, they used one earlier in the game for a missed face mask call. Now they're using their second right now for a missed ineligible man downfield. And they're going to lose this challenge. The touchdown stands for Michigan. And I believe what Mike Piera was saying there, as I was talking over him, is the center engaged in the block before that. The center engaged in the block before the 3-yard limit. And thus, I definitely not hear fully what he said, but clearly it was not an ineligible man downfield. The touchdown stands. It's now a 1-point drive from the 2 to make it a 12-point game with 11:52 to play. Perkins in shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side after sending the receiver in motion. Handoff up the middle, and untouched is Nate McCrary. It's a 12-point game for Michigan. A 2-possession lead with 11:52 to play, and they're sitting pretty. Yeah, Jalen Moore wide open on that touchdown play. And then yeah, Nate McCrary. The 1-point tries from Michigan. We see teams go for 2 from the 5. That's kind of like the default decision to be made. Michigan this season so far, they have really leaned heavy on these 1-point tries from the 2 and just allowing their offensive line to push bodies up front and get these easy 2-yard carries for the 1 point. It doesn't leave points on the field, and those add up at some point, especially when the other team is failing their conversions. Kickoff will be returned up to the 35, so Memphis will start from there. So like I do like this idea for Michigan a lot better than just always going for the two. Because if they have failed, if they have gone for two each of their touchdown drives and have failed each and every one of them, this is a 9-18 game, and in the UFL that is one possession. But because they're consistently converting their 1 point attempts, this is a 12-point game, and they're sitting very well in this one. As Perry in shotgun, back to his left with play action and look to throw. Pressure coming, avoids one sack. Now throwing right side, and that's going to be caught past midfield to the 45 by Kwame Lassiter. Just under 11 and a half to play now. Perry and shotgun back to his left, going to hand this off. No, keeping himself up the middle for a read option, and gets about 4.5, maybe 5. As Perry will look to throw on 2nd and 6. Pressure coming, avoids one sack, rolling to his right, and now just going to throw it away incomplete. Was no one in 3rd and 6? Was he out of the tackle box? Was someone in the area? That's like a borderline intentional ground in there. And before this 3rd and 6, there is a clock stoppage. And a timeout called by Memphis with 10:16 to play. Oh. As announced, how did I miss this? 2 hours ago, near the start of this game, it was announced that Brahma's kicker, Donald De La Hoya, is going to be out for multiple weeks with a groin injury. Who is their backup kicker? And also, I would imagine with him getting injured again early on in the season, having to miss multiple weeks, I don't know how much longer he really has as being a kicker for San Antonio. As Perry going to hand this off right side on 3rd and 6 to Deneric Prince, and he's going to gain 5. It'll be a 4th and 1. With 10 minutes to play in the game, down by 12, you're in 4-down territory. It is 4-down territory for Memphis. It's 4th and 1. Okay, now Memphis will use their second timeout. I'm not sure why there was a clock stoppage then on the 3rd and 6 before, but now they use the second timeout. Fourth and 1. All right, so 4th and 1. Big moment here for Memphis. Harry in shotgun. Back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. Memphis is 3 for 3 on third down today. Gonna QB today on this season. Gonna try a QB sneak with Perry. And it'll depend on the spot. And yeah, he's gonna be short, it seems. Gonna be short by about half a yard. I do not like that play call. Yeah, saying he was stopped prior. I do not like that play call at all. 9.5 to play in this one. It's a 4th and a long 1. Why are you QB sneaking there? And yeah, his forward progress is definitely stopped short. I do not like that play call whatsoever from Memphis. I do not like that 4th down play call from Memphis there. If you're gonna run it, just give it to a proper power back, or do a standard read option. Read options for Memphis today are getting them about 4 yards a carry, and they don't decide to do it there. I just do not agree with it at all. As we're at commercial break, 9:28 to play in this game. We're at commercial break. We shall see. All right, just coming back from commercial break. And yeah, taking a look at that 4th down once again, and just don't agree with it. But yeah, I don't like the QB sneak there. Just don't like the QB sneak there. All right, so Perkins in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. As Perkins going to keep it himself right side, now dump off in the flat. And that's a 1st down and more, down to around midfield. Once again, the RPO working well for Michigan. That is once again Jalen Weidermeyer on the reception. Weirdermeyer. By the way, that's a gain of about 15-ish for Michigan. The RPOs are working well. And you get that ability due to the ground game working well on top of it. As Perkins in shotgun going to hand this off to McCrary, who has some room now on the left side, and he's going to gain roughly 5 up to the 45. So 2nd and 5, 8.5 to play in this one. Memphis only has 1 timeout remaining. Yeah, they have been dominating this game, Michigan. 2nd and 5. Perkins and shotgun back to his right. Going to hand this off to McCrary up the middle. He breaks free for a gain of 10 plus up to about the 32. So just under 8 minutes to play. And Nate McCrary, man, he's running well. This offensive line is playing well. This ground game playing well. So Perkins and shotgun back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle once again, and that is a gain of about 4 by Tua Tawa. 7:15 to play now in the game, and they're going to just kill this clock. So 2nd and 6. Now it's just under 7 to play, and again, they're going to kill this clock as much as they can. So Perkins and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. And they get the snap off in time as Perkins going to give it to McCrary. No, going to pass it right side to Icatini. Another RPO action there. Gets past the 15 to the 14. Cole Hikutini. A little bit of a breakout game here for him this season. Been kind of quiet this year, but that's 2 big catches on the year. 2 big catches on the game for him. Just under 6.5 to play now. 6:22, 21, 20 now to play. It's 1st and 10 in the red zone. Ball on the 14. Perkins and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. As Perkins going to hand this off to McCrary up the middle, and that's a gain of only a yard. So 2nd and 9. Ball now at the 13 as Perkins in shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. Play clock winding down to get the snap off as Perkins is going to keep it himself right side. Pass right side caught by, and that's going to be a touchdown. Gain of 13. Finds the end zone. That is Jalen Weirdermeyer. And the Panthers have 100% now at this point sealed the game. 5:21 to play in this one. It is close to an 18. It's a 17. 8. No, it is an 18-point game. With 5:21 to play, the RPO was working well on that drive. The ground game was working well. Just everything that the Panthers wanted to do on that drive, they were able to. And it's capped off with a 13-yard touchdown grab from Jalen Weirdermeyer, who again is typically the tight end 3 for the Panthers. He is the tight end 2 tonight due to the injury and the inactivity of Gunnar Oaks, and he is making the most of it. As Perkins going to throw for the 1-point try, pass right side, and incomplete, saying that Samson Nakua didn't get his feet in bounds there. Couldn't get both feet in. It remains an 18-point game as he's a little slow to get up afterwards. So 27-9. It is still a 2-possession game. For everyone watching, it is a 2-possession game. But the Showboats would need a touchdown. Should we play in this here? Yeah, he only gets 1 foot in bounds. The Showboats would need 2 touchdowns and 2 3-point conversions to tie the game. They have 5:21 to do it. And 1 timeout. But they're about to get the ball back. There is a world where they can tie this game and Michigan does not see the ball until overtime. but Memphis is really going to need the offense to step up in this. The only time they have found the end zone today is when they've started from the plus 20 due to a miscommunication between the long snapper and the punter. And even then, they only found the end zone on that drive because of a DPI. This has been a very bad offensive showing for Memphis. Kick would be returned from inside the 5 at the 2 and get up to the 21 before being brought down. Great kick return coverage by Michigan. That's DJ Miller on the tackle. He's been having a fantastic season for this Michigan defense. DJ Miller has been a standout player from a really good Michigan defense. As EJ Perry will be taking the field here for Memphis. Are we talking about the CBA there, or? As Perry going to keep it himself up the middle, and that's a gain of about 3. Okay, they're talking with one of the execs of the UFL, Daryl Johnson, right now, alongside this. I believe they were just talking about the CBA, which it was reported before this game that there is a agreement in place for a CBA, but nothing has been signed just yet. And now he's talking about the fact that they just need their one big moment to really kick off. As a handoff right side for Jacob Cabot, he's going to gain about 3 yards. Like, the pile just keeps getting pushed. It's a gain of 4. But yeah, he's talking about how like the UFL has really missed their Jake Bates moment, as he called it. Last year in week 1, Jake Bates hit a 64-yarder in this stadium, and it really brought the attention to the UFL. There's been the moment like that hasn't really happened yet. And have started week 4, and we've only had 1 week of really competitive games. So definitely has been a downturn this season, but it's still been fun nonetheless. As it's 3rd and 3, Perry pass over the middle. That's a first down and more, down to about the 37. Yeah, he was talking about, we'll come to the CBA, which was a lot of discussion before the season. There's a CBA, there's an agreement in place for a CBA, but nothing signed yet. He's saying that they're on about the 1 yard line for that CBA. And from what was reported earlier, the CBA is going to increase pay by about $7,000 and going to give year-long health care. So that's all good to keep the league afloat. As a handoff right side to Cabot, he's going to gain about 1 yard. 3:20 to play in this game. They are wasting time here. Yeah, the UFL has definitely been missing their Jake Bates moment this season. And even last year in week 1, there was the San Antonio Memphis game that was great. As Perry throw right side going to be incomplete. That ball hanging in the air a bit. And it allowed Levante David to make a great play on that pass. It is 3rd and 9 with 2:55 to play. The clock continues to run. 3rd and 9, 2:38, 2:37, 2:36 to play. Perry and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left now. Ball in about 37.5 as Perry will look to keep it himself up the middle for a design QB keeper to make it a more manageable 4th down. It'll be about a 4th and 3. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning as well. 2 minutes to play. Memphis down by 18. It's a 2-possession game. But they're going to need 2 touchdowns and 2 3-point conversions in 2 minutes in order to send this game to overtime. They only have 1 timeout. And we head to a commercial break with 2 minutes to play. Michigan, this has been a perfect game for Michigan. Like, legit perfect. Like, all the things that have been kind of slow for them so far this year, they have figured out a groove with it in this game, in part because they gave Bryce Perkins the full 60 to actually beat a quarterback instead of splitting time between him and Danny Etling. So Bryce Perkins is the guy for Michigan, and he has taken full advantage of it. They have scored on a majority of their drives, and the only time that they really had anything negative go against them, it was because of a special teams uncharacteristic mishap. This has been a perfect game to showcase what Michigan can be as a team. Now, Memphis, on the other hand, yeah, I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be the Memphis Showboats. There's talks about potential expansion next season. And honestly, if I'm the UFL, I push that back another year and we move Memphis. Memphis is not a good location. They're a team that they're not playing at a level that can win over a fan base right now. So you need to clean house with that. Admit your loss in Memphis, move the team, and try and start fresh. But I just don't think it's gonna happen. Because they're just consistently not a great team to watch. And not a team that someone's willing to go to Memphis and go to Liberty Banks and go to Simmons Liberty Bank Stadium, which is not in a great part of Memphis, to go out there and watch. I mean, they're averaging just about 7,000 fans in the stands a week. It's not terrible, but compared to like a Michigan, a Birmingham, a DC, hell, even in Arlington, who were last year they weren't a great team, but they still pulled in a good crowd. It's rough. But we're coming back from the 2-minute warning commercial break. And there we go. The current stand-ins. Birmingham is on top of the USFL conference because they have played one divisional game at this point. Michigan not too far behind, but their one conference loss was to Birmingham. DC sitting on top of the XFL conference as the only undefeated team to play, as Perry will look to throw on 4th and 3. Passing a flat left side to Cabody is caught, makes one man miss, but gets stood up and will depend on the spot. Forward progress, they're going to say is a first down. But that is very close. Let's see. It's close. Oh, it's very close. I don't think it is inches if he didn't get it. Yeah, they're going to review this. Michigan did throw the challenge flag, but they're going to review this beforehand anyway. That is close. It is inches. This decides the game. This decides the game. Needed a 47. It's very close, but I don't think he got it. It is inches. And Mike Piera, they're going to change this. Yeah, Michigan's on fire. I mean, not too crazy for Memphis. I mean, again, Houston last year lost like 6 or 7 games to begin the year before getting a win. Arlington last year lost 6 in a row to begin the season. So like it's just a weird spot. But like Arlington last year, they started the season 0-6 because they blew a lot of games late. But you still felt like they were a good team. Both Memphis and Houston so far this season, and even last year, you know they're not a good team. And they're being overmatched in every loss that they have. As yet, they overturned it. It is Michigan ball with 1:51 to play. So they're gonna improve to 3-1 on the season as Rocky Lombardi takes the field in garbage time. Gonna hand this off up the middle for Jaden Sheridan and going to gain about 2-ish. And there's a punch thrown there as well. But I'm not sure the refs really got a hand on that one. But yeah, it's tough, man. Like, Memphis is one of those teams where their branding is like it is a good brand. From maybe not this era of the Showboats, but at least the original USFL Showboats back in the 80s, they had a really good brand and a good image to the team. This era of Memphis has ruined it, but I still do like their logo. I like their color scheme. They just need to play on the field. Lombardi going to hand this off up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of about 6 for Sheridan. A 3rd and 2 coming up. They need 1 first down to truly end this game. But we'll see. So Michigan going to improve to 3-1 on the season. Next time we see them, next time we see the Panthers, it is next week, Saturday night in St. Louis. That is a potential game of the week. I'll need to see what other matchups there are, but that is a fantastic game. As Lombardi and shotgun back to his left, 3rd and 2. Final play of the game here no matter what, basically. Going to hand this off once again up the middle. And that is Jaden Sheridan going to get just enough for the first down. Maybe he's marked short, but that's going to do it nonetheless. Clock is going to expire. And the Panthers improved to 3-1. So again, next time we see them, next week, Saturday at 7 p.m. EST, they make the trip to St. Louis. And that is a fantastic test for this Panthers team. They lost to Birmingham in week 2. They have since beaten the bottom 3 teams in the UFL. Now they have a real test in St. Louis, one of the toughest places to play. That game should be great. Next time we see Memphis, they kick off week 5 as they travel to Birmingham on Friday next week. Trying to avoid beginning season 0-5, but that is a very tough hand to draw to avoid that start. As yeah, Memphis looked terrible once again this week, but Michigan definitely looked a lot better than what they have in previous weeks. Playing really well. Really, besides that Birmingham game this year, this offense has been hitting on all cylinders. But yeah. Yep. See everyone again. I'll be live tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. EST as the Battlehawks play the Renegades, and that's an early kickoff. That's also the last game I'll be doing for week 4. But I'll also be live next week Thursday for night 1 of the NFL draft. That'll probably be a 4 or 5 hour long stream, I would have to imagine, just because of how night 1 works. But yeah, I'll be live for then. I'll be live then as well. So I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll see you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.